Hey everybody, welcome to another 5-Minute Friday where I spend 5-ish minutes addressing some of the most common questions that I get. And today I'm going to be talking about one of the tools, and that is the Hammer A3-26 joiner planer combo, which is their 10-inch version from Felder. There's 4 questions that I've got a lot, and those are going to be the 4 questions that I cover in this video. And before I start the timer, I just want to kind of talk about why I have this machine in my shop, and also that this is not a sponsored video. Felder did not ask me to do this. The reason I'm actually doing this video now is because this machine is leaving my shop in the next couple of weeks. Earlier this year, I actually ordered the Hammer A341, which is the same machine, it's just the 16-inch version. But due to the pandemic and build cycles and schedules and everything like that, it wasn't going to be in my shop until later in the year, and Felder was actually nice enough to send me this machine to use as a loaner so I could continue to do all the woodworking and create content and everything like that while I was waiting on my other machine. So a huge thank you to Felder for that. But before this machine leaves, I want to address those questions and give everybody answers to what I am most commonly asked. So we'll go ahead and put 5 minutes on the clock and we'll get into it. So the first question that I get asked very regularly is about the mobility of the machine, and is it mobile? And the answer to that is yes, if you choose to add the mobile base. Now you could probably put this on any other mobile base. However, this is the one that comes with the Hammer machines. And what this is basically is just a bar that goes all the way through the back and has these nylon wheels, and it looks exactly the same on the other side. And then in the front here, you attach this bracket that has a hole right here in the top, and this is actually used to help pivot the machine and move it around. And the way that you move it is by this bar, which conveniently stores underneath the machine. On this bar, it just has a couple nylon wheels. This nut here, this nut goes into that hole, and in order to move it around, you simply place it in just like this, and with one hand, I can then take this and lift it up, and what it does is it tilts the machine back ever so slightly, and it can't go any further than that because of this mount. And I've gone ahead and zoomed out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better, but like I said, I can take one hand and I can move this around, and then to move it, all I have to do is simply pull and push however I need to. I can take relatively tight turns to move the machine. Wherever you want to place it, I can place it down, I can adjust it, but it's pretty easy, and then when you're done, like I said, this can just be slid right underneath the machine for easy storage. The second most common question that I get has to do with the infeed and outfeed support. As you can see, the infeed and outfeed, the beds of the joiner planer combo, are relatively short. And again, this is a very small, compact machine. And the infeed and outfeed support comes in at 21¼ inches, which is about 540 millimeters. I have found that without additional infeed and outfeed support, that anything over 5-6 feet can get a little difficult to manage on such a small footprint. However, that's where these infeed and outfeed supports, which are completely removable, come into play, and this will actually take you from 21¼ to 37¼ inches. And you can also do the same thing with the actual planer outfeed side. So they are interchangeable, and I'll real quickly show you how that works. All this is an aluminum extrusion, and it's attached to an aluminum extrusion that is both on the outfeed side and on the infeed side. And to remove it, you simply loosen the lever that's underneath, and you can slide it off. And then I can take this and I can put it on any other aluminum extrusion just like this, so they are completely interchangeable. And when you buy the kit, it comes with 2. And to put them on, I can just slide it on, place it wherever I need to, and then go ahead and tighten down, and now I have additional outfeed support. Question number 3 is definitely about the European style blade guard versus the pork chop style blade guard. I was a little concerned about this when I first saw them, figuring it would be very difficult to learn, but it absolutely is not. I have actually grown to love this style, and as I'm pushing boards through, the hand just naturally goes right over the top of it. And it's great because you can adjust the height based on the material you're using. So it's completely adjustable depending on where I have my fence located. If I have my fence here and I'm jointing the edge of a board, I can adjust this wherever I need it to go and simply lock it down. And to go even one further, if I wanted to get this out of the way, whether I'm doing maintenance or something like that, I can simply move that guard over if I don't want it on there at all, which I don't know why you wouldn't want it on there unless you're doing some sort of maintenance. but it simply locks down just like that. And hands down, the most common question that I get always has to do with the changeover, and this is the last topic that I'm going to talk about. And the changeover is not as bad as I even thought it would be until I did it for the first time. So to change this over from the jointer to the planer, you have these two knobs here, and all you do is lift up on these knobs. You then lift the head of the unit. There is a small little catch over here on this side that will stop it from moving forward. That's as far forward as it's going to go. Once you have that up, I take my planer head, flip that over, and the only thing left to do is to actually raise the planer itself. You have two different handles or levers here. This one unlocks the vertical movement up and down, and this one engages the rollers or disengages the rollers. And so to raise it, you simply turn the handle like you see me doing here. There are different things that you can make to help expedite this process. However, I did not do that with this machine simply because I knew it was not staying in my shop for very long. But as I'm talking about this, it's really not that big of a deal. And now I have it up. I'm going to go ahead and lock that down here. All of these levers are spring activated, so you can turn them. It's now locked down. And then to engage the rollers, you simply pull out on this lever and let it go back in. And now it's ready to be used in planer mode. And you do the exact same process to put it back into joiner mode by disengaging the rollers, lowering this back down, where you only have to have about 170 millimeters of clearance in order to flip the head over. Flip the head back over, loosen the catch, back down, press in on the handles and down, and now we're back to the jointer configuration. There is one other very common thing that I've gotten, and it has to do with the cut quality. So that is a straight knife. The one I'm getting is a helical head. However, I'm going to save that for a separate video because I've actually already filmed a little bit of footage of the cut quality on that machine versus the helical head once I get it. And then I can get that out to you guys and give you a side-by-side comparison. But for those of you wondering now, it's really, really good. And yes, I definitely know I went over the 5 minutes, but it's okay. It's really good information that a lot of people have been asking me about. So hopefully you found that helpful, especially if you're in the market to purchase one of those joiner planer combo machines. That's gonna do it for this 5 Minute Friday. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to watch. As always with these 5 Minute Fridays, please leave comments down in the comment section below for other tools, other topics that you'd like me to discuss during these short video segments. I've got to get back to work in the shop, so until next time, everybody, get out in the shop, try something new, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.